I will be loading an IP high performance pump with Pharmed BPT 6508-88 tubing. First, we're going to start by cutting a desired length of tubing that will be used into your pump. Next, insert tubing connectors and secure them with clamps to hold it in place. The IP pump has 2 notches on the top. Tubing with a higher diameter can be hard to start, so when you're using high diameter tubing, you will want to insert the latch into the first notch. To break in the tubing for 2 or 3 rotations of the rotor, then release and insert the latch into the second notch, and you're ready to run. Now let's try loading the tubing. First, you want to open the pump by turning the tubing retainer knob counterclockwise to release the retainer and open the door. Now lift the latch to release and open the occlusion bed. I find that it helps to align one roller with the center of the occlusion before you start to load the tubing. Notice the natural curve of the tubing. Allow the natural curve of the tube to wrap around the rotor when loading into the pump. Now, using the first of the 2 notches on the top, remember higher diameter tubing is harder to start. Close the door and tighten the retaining knob enough to hold the tubing in place. Making sure the drive is at a lower speed, and let the pump run 2 or 3 rotations of the rotor and then turn the drive off. Now, loosen the retainer, but don't open the door. Release the latch from the first notch and insert it into the second and snap it closed. You may have seen a small amount of tubing move to the outside of the pump. That's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. Now tighten the tubing retainer knob until you can see a slight indentation into the tubing. This will hold the tube from creeping through the pump. I sometimes take a pen and mark on the inlet and the outlet side, just so that when I turn the drive on and it starts to run, to make sure the tubing is not creeping through the pump. If by chance it does, just take the retainer knob and give it one more good turn. That concludes. You're ready to run.